In the past, FMCSA was an educational system, and now they've become an enforcement agency. And they're changing how they're doing enforcement. So when you get a visit from FMCSA, there is no randomness, there's no hit and miss, they're coming for a reason. And there's generally three things that are going to trigger that visit. One would be your CSA scores. If your CSA scores go on alert, it's going to trigger some sort of contact from FMCSA, and I'll come back and talk about that in a second. The second thing would be an employee complaint. If an employee complains to FMCSA, either going through the 800 number in Washington, D.C., or if they contact a regional office, they're going to ask for something in writing, but they are required to follow up on any complaint. And the third thing would be if you had a high-profile accident, make the front page of the USA Today, have a senator's son or daughter involved, certainly you're going to get a visit. All the data for CSA is generated from roadside inspections. So it's very rare that you're going to get pulled over by a state trooper or an inspector and not get the roadside inspection, because they're being told you need to do this, you have to do this, you need to document this so that it hits CSA. Now for CSA purposes, the way it was set up initially, they have 7 categories that they score and rank carriers on. And if you get 4 of those categories on alert, 4 or more, that's going to mandate a full compliance review, just like they did in the past. They're going to come in and go through all 6 factors and do a full compliance review. If you have 3 of them on alert, FMCSA has an option. They can do a full compliance review, or they can do what they call a focus review, and focus reviews are something that's new. A focus review is a non-rateable review. Now what that means is if you have a full compliance review, they're going to rate your company as satisfactory, conditional, or unsat. A non-rateable review, they have the ability to lower your rating if they find something that in a regular compliance review would have caused you to get an unsat in that part of the audit. They can lower your rating, but they can't issue a rating, or they can't give you a satisfactory rating. So they are looking now more at best practices, what do you have in place to make the numbers get better. They're not going to audit best practices, but if you want to ensure that your numbers are under control, you need to be doing best practices, or else you're at the luck of the draw. Right? Okay. If you aren't implementing best practices to ensure that your numbers are going to happen, then the numbers are just going to be whatever they are. You're not controlling them.